what really was the key to bringing you into wanting to be an author?
Yeah.
I mean, what, just wanting to tell the story?
Well, honestly, truth be known is when I made all the changes, so little context. So when I started making these massive changes, I was still drinking bottle. I was still drinking alcohol. I was still eating a certain way, but the big thing is I hired a coach, a life coach, and I hired a personal trainer. So I'm gonna name Jason Salinas. If you know Jason Salinas, he's an amazing man. He was by far one of the biggest, I would say, advocates of just teaching me what it took about like having a fit body, right? So these two people came into my life that I hired, and it forced me to really look at my soul and what I was doing wrong and what I needed to change, and then also physically what I needed to change in that capacity. So as I was going through this journey in 2020 and these changes were being made, at the time I was still in solitude. My kids weren't talking to me still. And so a year goes by, and then I started running into people, and they're like, Albert, like, that you? I go, yeah. And then 2 years went by in 2022, and this is where the real story comes in. I turned 50, and I was in Cabo for my 50th, and you know, I was fit, and my sister made hats that said 50 AF on it, right? And we're in this pool in Cabo, and they're coming, who's 50 here, right? And they thought everybody else was 50 except me. They're like, that guy over there, like that guy. And so honestly, 30-year-olds were coming up to me, like wives were coming up to me, like my husband has a crush on you, like all these things were happening, right? And it was the first time that I got acknowledged, like, oh, well, like, okay, people were seeing the physicality of it.
The change, the physical change, yeah.
And so what ended up happening is that was when I got back is when I stopped drinking alcohol. That when I came back, I literally started a coaching program, and I couldn't coach you if I was still drinking. So I literally stopped April 15th, 2022.
That's what, my question to you was, what was the key moment that you decided, hey, if I'm going to coach people, or was there a moment that you felt like
the first guy that wanted to hire me was alcoholic?
Yeah. And you're like, I can't be drinking.
And I was still sipping alcohol. Even in Cabo, it wasn't tasting good to me, right? It was all these things were happening where I was off for 3 months, on for 3 months. And again, a little backstory on that. I have a therapist to this day, right? I remember her asking me, and she's sober for 30 years. She's like, Albert, why do you drink? Yeah. And I said, well, it's an industry, the real estate industry is what we do, kind of have fun, right?
It's true.
And she goes, so you need to drink alcohol to have fun? And she zinged me. She zapped me. And I was like, well, no. And that was the first chink. That was January 2022. And then so lead up to March of 2022 or April, when I went to Cabo, I was already not, there was already changes going on. It was the elephant in the room that I knew I needed to stop. So when that first person said he drank alcohol, I go, you can't drink alcohol in my program. And immediately I stopped. It was like that day.
That was